Hello and welcome to the Sporting Tribune today. This is essentially just a post-game reaction show to the Clippers Summer League game against the Washington Wizards. I have a perfect crew with me tonight because we are all involved in the Clippers, loving the Clippers, hating the Clippers a little bit sometimes. But we got Beav, we got David Bloom, we got an awesome crew. We'll get John Browner's thoughts on Keaton Wagler not playing against the Washington Wizards. But let's go around the horn first and talk to you guys, see how you guys are doing tonight. Beav, you first. What is going on, man?
Man, everything is going good. Between sports, between youth football, between life, everything is good right now. So we just going to see how this game ends up.
David, what's going on, man? Long time no see to both of you guys. It feels like it was just.
I know.
It was last night. That's right.
Yeah, it was
David,
last
what's
night.
going on?
I'm doing great. I've watched such a relaxing summer league game.
Yeah.
I didn't have to worry about the Keaton Wagler narrative. How was his efficiency? What shots is he getting? I'm just watching a bunch of guys I know I already like play, who have no expectations on them, or who are named Kobe Sanders, who've already proven themselves time and time again. So it's a nice. For the first time in a while, just kind of like a nice night of watching the Clips.
Yeah, it was a little bit of like a relief. Like, as someone that covers them, like there's so much hype around Keaton Wagler that you have to kind of like focus on that part of a Clippers game. And when he was announced that he was out, I was like, oh, no, it's like kind of a big opportunity for these guys that may not have been the spotlight in the first couple of games. I wanted to get to Keaton though first. What are you guys' feelings of Keaton sitting out against the Washington Wizards? I mean, listen, if you were to ask me, I think he should have played. He's 19 years old. He hasn't played much basketball in 4 months. I mean, obviously he's played a few games here in Vegas, but yeah, to me, it's just like, I would have loved to see him against an AJ Dybonsa-less. Yeah, that sounds right. Dybonsa-less team. And maybe just let him have some free reign. We didn't get that. David, what do you think of Keaton sitting out on the second night of a back-to-back? Does it matter to you?
Sitting out on a second night of a back-to-back.
Well, I have two guys that weren't fans of him already, so
hey, he's a
asking a lot.
I'm going to let David have the floor.
It's like 2019 all over again, and Kawhi Leonard doesn't want to hurt himself too bad, but still ends up getting injured every year. It's what you do in the Summer League. Like, you've seen a lot of guys sit out, you know. Even AJ Dybonsa didn't play. Like, they're competing for a chance to go into the Summer League playoffs and win the Summer League championship. And AJ Dybonsa's sitting on the bench. Like, guys who are drafted that high, they only play 2 or 3 games. It's what it is. It's okay. I mean, yeah, it would have been fun to see him run. I would have enjoyed seeing him run. But I can't be too mad at it because that's just the way
They cut you off. They don't want you to talk about anything. David. Oh, is he back?
I'm here. They got their whole thing going for them. And they have the doctors and the medical staff.
Silence that man. He's talking good about the Clippers.
I know. Loving the Clippers is hating the Clippers. That's what it is to be a Clippers fan. But it was, I got to be honest, I said it before, it was kind of nice. Nice. Just watching the team.
Look at it. What a professional, dude.
Professional. My whole setup's falling apart. Just like it's like the Clippers draft room. We're doing it live. You know what?
This is one of the better intros we've had, man. This is
sports entertainment. My entire setup is falling apart.
Bro, I'm sorry. David, you handled that like a true pro, bro.
Show must go on.
Well, while you set that up, Beav, what are your thoughts on this, on Keaton sitting out tonight?
Basically, what Dave is going through is what the Clippers organization is going through, a debacle. It's falling apart as soon as they drafted Keaton Wagler. But no, honestly, I'm actually frustrated with the Clippers again. This is where you play Keaton because there's no expectation on Keaton. When you have no expectation on you, you're going to have 1 or 2 good things happen. A, he's going to have success because he's not thinking about anything too much. B, he wouldn't be going against something super physical in which now he can build confidence within himself. You're not giving the kid no confidence. He's 19 years old. What are we resting a 19-year-old for? You acting like as if he's going to be a starter in the starting lineup. He's not. You have Darius Garland running the show. We know this, right? You have Chris Dunn, Derrick Jones Jr. You're even out there trying to get Peyton Watson or Ben Mather is going to start. So let the kid play. He needs to play as much as he can. We're yelling about development. Why you're not letting him develop in summer league, right? And looking at the rest of the roster, it looked like with him not playing, and I know it's going to sound so crazy, it looked like an actual good summer league team out there. Kobe Sanders, like he been having a Jordan Miller type of summer league. The Juice, Nick, right? He had a good outing with 19 points and things like that. So the Clippers look very good in what they're doing, but sitting a 19-year-old that is struggling through summer league is not the way to go. It's not.
That's very fair. I think, listen, when we talk about these prospects and guys, like, I understand it for Debonta. Like, he's shown, to me, plenty. He's shown enough to sit. Caleb Wilson, I respect the HELL out of, because this dude, he even said, like, I'm going to play back-to-backs in the regular season. Like, I'm a rookie. I'm young. I got to play these. I got to learn. I got to grow. And again, I'm paraphrasing, but I loved that mentality out of him, that he wanted to play. He asked the Bulls GM, the Bulls new GM, like, hey, I want to play. And he was like, yeah, sure, go ahead. So I love that type of mentality. Again, it's not that big of a deal, like that Keaton didn't play on the second night of a back-to-back, but I just think it would have been kind of nice to see him out there kind of against lower, I hate to do this, but lower competition without AJ Debonta and kind of run some stuff by himself and kind of take control of the game, maybe have a breakout game. But again, like it's fine. I'm not going to put too much stock into it. I'm more positive on Keaton Wagler than most, as you guys know. So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. Now, if he doesn't play Friday, I want to kind of be like, Yeah,
you sit him out so he does play Friday. You sit him out so that, all right, he didn't play a back-to-back, right? If I got to go back to saying bad things now. I said some good things about the Clippers, and Lawrence Frank came in here and destroyed my whole setup.
Yeah, so what was that? He used the force.
Flew all the way in quickly to God, this is why nobody says anything good about the Clippers. I understand it. It's the three of us sitting here actually being a fan of this team, talking not as I hope this guy's good because, I have this stake in it, this opinion in it, but talking like this is our team. This isn't some it is, but it's not some analytical, well, if he's not good, he's not good. This means a lot to us. So we have a lot of stake in how his summer league goes, how his preseason's going to go, how the beginning of his season's going to go, how his rotation minutes are going to land. As nice as it was to watch these guys just play, right? Nick Martinelli, the juice, the apple juice, the apple cider, playing fun basketball.
I'm glad you brought that up because we got a comment in here, thoughts on Nick Martinelli's game. And David, I will let you handle that conversation.
Yeah, I think that after the Clippers got rid of James Harden, the one thing that I knew was we needed more lefties on the team. We needed more lefties back on the team. And look who comes walking through the door from Evanston, Illinois at Northwestern University is Nick Martinelli. I think he's been really solid. I mean, he's giving you what you're looking for. You're looking for a guy that can hustle, that can play his way into a rotation, that can make spot up shots and can go be physical at his size. And he's got this little putback shot he does where he gets it on the low block and kind of just, it almost looks like in his head, he's going, don't miss, don't miss, don't miss, don't miss. But he's got it.
And he has that little spin move, David, that he likes to do in like the dunker spot. It's like a really quick spin move. And not just that, I asked him this in Vegas. I was like, because remember he got into that little scuffle against Sacramento. And I asked him, like, is that something that you want to bring to the game? He's like, yeah, man, like, I love these guys are tough. And he was talking about his teammates, but I feel like he's just that type of guy. I remember Keaton Wagler got, I think, smacked in the face on accident. And he was ready to go over the other team.
He was right there. I think you have the juice. You have players that have it guaranteed, right? They know what they're going into. Even Keaton Wagler, he's the 5th pick. We can talk bad about him all we want on here, except for Grant, but he's good. He's cemented in there. Kobe Sanders cemented in there, right? Sean Padula is going to have a G League roster spot, and credit to him, He's playing some good basketball.
Yeah.
He's going to have a G League roster spot. G League Rookie of the Year, I might add. But when you have guys like Nick Martinelli or Lawyer wearing number 44 or Kugel, right?
Kugel's played well, in my opinion.
Telfort, right? All these guys that you're fighting for your little roster spot. You don't know where you're going to be. You're not even trying to make the Clippers look good. You're trying to look good for every team that's watching you, watching tape. You get this tape, send it into the scouts, say, hey, Chicago Bulls, hey, Washington Wizards, look what I could do. And I really think that these are guys that have to play with that chip on their shoulder and have to play well. This is their tryout. And I'm really impressed with what I've seen, especially with Nick Martinelli, the way that he's been able to use his size. He's been able to be a spot-up shooter. His jump shot is weird, but it works.
It's a quick release. When he shoots from three, it's just like he throws it up there.
It's almost
surprise.
It's the beginning of a Sean Marion shot, and then it goes into a normal shot.
Yeah.
It goes in. And the way that he and Padula play together, the way that Kobe Sanders was finding him, I really like to, and you didn't see this a lot in the regular season because of his role, but on the broadcast, they showed a clip where they were all mic'd up. And Kobe Sanders was in the huddle with all these young guys talking about pushing the pace, playing, getting boards, running. Yeah, Kobe Sanders, go be a leader. Like, you are the longest tenured guy here. You are the one with the NBA experience here. These guys look up to you, and you haven't been had in the league to be in this leadership role, and he's handling it with grace. He's taking it in stride. Like, this is what I like to see. Guys that use the opportunity to show the next part of their game. This isn't the Kobe Sanders you're seeing in the league, because in the league, it's much more calculated, getting to your spots, finding your roles. But here it's, what did he have? 26 points, 28 points tonight. Like, that's the type of guy that you trust to go into the league and say, you can grow.
And
year
also
one, year two, year three are going to look different.
Right. And Beav, if there's one thing that the Clippers do very well in the draft over the years, it's second rounders. They hit on second rounders. Okay, Kobe Sanders was a second rounder. T-Man was a second rounder. Look at these guys. Martinelli, Bubba Miller, second rounders. Like, they have a good track record of second round. Now, first round is a little bit up in the air, but I mean, come on.
Check, so.
I would say this. Let's be fair, and you can call me crazy with this, but some of my crazy thoughts make sense sometimes when it comes out the next day. I honestly, and I'm sitting here listening, I would honestly sign Nico back as a veteran voice in the locker room for players like Nick, the Juice. Because if you know you're not going to be a starter, you're kind of a role player type of mindset, right? Why not learn from one of the coldest role players there is with Nico? Nico has that quick release. He could teach him some little crafty things because he's not the most athletic person on the field. I feel
like Jordan Miller. I think I might have asked Jordan Miller this in the locker room about his push or his no dip shot, and I was like, "Do you take that from Nico?" And he said he did work on it with Nico. He said that he's better at it than Nico, which I don't agree with. I think Nico's like the master at it. But yeah, like you said, like that he taught those guys kind of the nuances of the game.
I definitely would like Nico to do that. And then I think, and let's say this, right? Because I know last show, every Clipper fan probably think like, hey, Beav hates Keaton. I don't. I don't. My where my heart lies is with Blake, when Blake Griffin was the number one overall draft pick, and the excitement that Blake Griffin brought to the Clippers, even though he got injured in his rookie campaign, it was the excitement that walked in that building. And for the Clippers to have such a high draft pick again, and I don't see no excitement, I think that's where my frustration is really boiling over at. And it's not just when Blake Griffin came in, he was high flying. He didn't give a damn about who was in front of him. He dunking on anybody, right? Didn't have a jump shot, but he was doing everything physical. And I think that's where my frustration is boiling over with Keaton, is because even though we know you can shoot, you can do these things, it's the physicality that I'm not seeing that's boiling over. And Kobe Sanders, I love Kobe Sanders. I was yelling, if we're going to take another guard, take A-Cuff or Mikael Brown, because Kobe right here, I can develop Kobe to make Kobe into Keaton. I can literally do that. Because when we drafted Kobe,
we've loved Kobe since like, what was it, preseason of last?
Preseason.
I mean, maybe going back to summer league of last year. So
you could call me you could call me and Grant, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, how crazy we be thinking sometimes.
Like Jordan Miller too. We're like, play the man.
I have a tweet that I retweeted by Pay Jordan Miller. Give him his contract years ago. And I retweet it every time they show Jordan Miller getting paid. I retweet that tweet out of nowhere. And I think with the Clippers and what I'm seeing right now with the Summer League, yes, they're hitting on the second round draft picks. But what about the first? This is where franchises are built, right? You get that one key star, and then you build around them through the draft with the second round picks, right? The Clippers are building around a team with second round picks. You got Kobe Sanders, you got Yanic, you got Baba, you got Nick. So where's the star coming from? That's what we're missing. You're building for the future. You're pulling down a lot of great role players, but where is the star coming? Not one. I need two, at least two.
And
I think that.
Sorry, Beef. Go ahead.
I think that's where my frustration is lying with this organization. Is where is the star?
Well, in their eyes, the star will always come through free agency or trade. It will be somebody that you can bring in. It's that secondhand effect where you're like, look how great they were over there. Now watch how great they're going to be over here. And that works, right? There are players who have excellent secondary runs with a second team, and they're going to go into the hall with a split jersey and a split hat if it's baseball. But the guys that the Clippers have got, it just hasn't worked out. And it keeps this cycle going that's like, who's next? Right? There was talk about Jaylen Brown before that trade went through, right? Even the Giannis rumors were a little bit. Jimmy Butler, if Kawhi was going to go to the Warriors. I don't need that. I'm good. I'm okay. I'm ready for that next, that young, that real substance team. Not the team that's all shallow when trying to just win as fast as they can. But I want a Thunder. I want a Spurs. I want a team that can build depth and build a franchise cornerstone where it felt like back in 2011 when Blake was really starting to emerge and DJ was breaking out a little bit, and they said, we're bringing in Chris Paul. Okay, NBA, you say no Lakers, we'll take them. And all of a sudden, they've got their guys. They've got the guys that are selling jerseys. They've got the guys that are going to be here for a while. And for a long time, it felt like that was the team. And then now it's, James Harden was here for a little bit, and what do I do with this Paul George jersey I bought for some reason? And all these different players that are coming in and out, and maybe Russell Westbrook, and maybe we can resurrect Ben Simmons' career, and look, guys, Bogdan Bogdanovic is coming in, or look, like there was not a player that was homegrown besides for Ivica Zubac.
Sure.
And you want that homegrown. You want ours. And Keaton Wagler, anybody at that pick, but it's Keaton Wagler, so Keaton Wagler should be able to, hopefully, the goal should be with that pick that you can build yours. Not to trade that pick for somebody who was somebody else's, but a real Clipper, like Blake Griffin, like even Chris Paul. I mean, Chris Paul was made when he was in New Orleans, but he came to the Clippers and he unlocked this next gear of his career, like a DeAndre Jordan, like Sean Livingston pre-injury, like when they traded for Elton Brand Young and he became their player. I want a guy that I know after 10 years can go up into the rafters. And I'm not putting James Harden up in the rafters. I'm not even putting Kawhi up in the rafters.
Keaton Wagler took James's number too, by the way, Beav.
Yes, he did.
No, I'm fine. I'm fine with that. But I'll even raise you this, right? You mentioned a few teams, right? How about this team that everyone loves and praised? The Golden State Warriors. The whole team was built through the draft. Steph Curry drafted, Draymond Green drafted, Klay Thompson drafted, and I think the excitement when you win a championship, of course you can buy players and things like that, but who's to say if I buy this player, this coach here, the system is not the same. It's going to be a different system. As much as we try to mimic what the other coach was doing, I can't literally say edit, paste. So now when you have homegrown talent, it brings another feeling. You think fans are sitting in the seat for superstars, of course, but imagine if the person that you pick turns into the superstar for the hometown. it just has a different feeling. And I think that's where me being a Clipper fan that have seen the Clippers when it was a knucklehead era. I'm running around with my jersey backwards. Sam Cassell, Cuttino Mobley, Keon Martin, those type of teams, when they actually went to the playoffs, and you're like, my God, how they're even in the playoffs. I think seeing a team that went through just being bad, just terrible. Then you get DJ, you get Blake Griffin, you get Lob City, and then you start to export different stars in, which was driving me crazy. I'll be honest, and Grant called me a madman when this trade took place. I didn't want Paul George.
Wow.
I told him straight up I wanted SGA because at the end of the career, SGA started to blossom in that Golden State Warriors matchup.
Oh man,
it was him, Shamit. If you remember that team, it was a team that was just out there getting to it, and you traded your future for Paul George. Yes, I got to the Western Conference Finals. I appreciate that, but I can't hang that in the rafters. I can't even some of my homegrown talent I traded away. I can't hang them in the rafters, and it hurts. So I want to see Keaton do good, but I got to apply this pressure. He's going to turn into a diamond or he's going to be a bust. It's up to him.
By the way, shout out my guy, Joey Lynn, who's still in Vegas. He's one of the last remaining reporters in Vegas, and he just put out a piece, an exclusive with Yanic Konan Niederhauser. So I recommend everyone check that out. But what he said, and we have some updates here, I've been gaining weight, putting in as much work as I can and doing whatever I can do right now. Joey said that Yanic told him he was 238 at the time of his injury, and he's 265 now. And listen, trust me, in person, Yanic is jacked now. I was like, bro, he got jacked all of a sudden. And he said, my touch and my shot are improving every day I go into the gym. I knew about the tracking, so I was like, man, I've got to show them that work. So he's putting in work still. Looks like he's on the right path, Yanic, which is good.
I love it, but I don't want too much weight on that foot now.
Yeah, relax.
Slow down.
How about you lay up a little bit, take a breather. It's okay. I appreciate you gaining weight. You're in the gym, but you're good. Relax. You're fine.
So I want to make sure everyone checks out Joey's new website, joeylynn.com. He's doing a fantastic job over there. He's one of the hardest workers I know. He has that exclusive. Go check it out. But I just wanted to mention that really quick. Yanic would have been pretty cool to see in Summer League in year two, because year one, it was like we were waiting like 2 games for him to get his first bucket. And when he finally did, it was like, oh my God, this kid could be a monster.
Yanic and Baba? Oh my God. I would have been.
Well, that's the concept, right, Beav and David? It's like, if you play Baba next to Yanic, that's pretty intriguing as a front court. If Baba can knock down his threes, ridiculous. Obviously the spacing,
What? No, the spacing is with Yanic himself. But imagine Yanic and Baba shooting threes.
Okay.
Yeah, Yanic come on in the rookie game.
Yeah, he did. I asked Kawhi about that, and he's like, I wish you would take him in the regular season. I think he made one after that,
but and I will also say this too, because I love Ty Lue. I actually raised Ty Lue a challenge. Unlock these young folks' talents, and what I mean by that is use the strength that some of these talents got. Yanic has a 3. Use it. Do not make him just a center that's down there pounding with the other bigs, right? Baba Miller, develop history. Now you're starting to turn your team into what I will always say took place is like during that time period when the Clippers and Warriors was coming up at the same era. It was a crossroad in which the Warriors started to develop this small ball lineup. The Clippers can do that with Baba and Yanic and still be young, athletic, and dominant. Do it. Unlock it.
I agree, Beav. We'll get more into the Clippers in segment 2 here on the Sporting Tribune today. All right, welcome back to the Sporting Tribune today. Beav, sorry to cut you off. Does anybody have any other thoughts on this Summer League team? Is there anybody that has surprised you, disappointed you at all? Listen, for me, like a lot of these guys that are after,
you said disappointed. How you are disappointed?
You guys were ready to.
No, I would
fire up. I know what you guys are going to say. Keaton Wagler.
Yes.
Of course, you guys.
No. Cam Christie.
Okay, Beav, explain why, because I agree with you, and I feel bad that Cam's not out there trying to get himself essentially a contract, because that's essentially what this summer league is for him. They pushed his guaranteed date back to July 20th, so he's kind of playing for a job, not just with the Clippers, but for everybody, and now he's hurt, not even playing. So
Cam Christie frustrated me because I actually had a tweet out there that he was going to actually have a moment like Jordan Miller did during the summer league when he basically kind of sealed the deal and put the pressure on the Clippers to sign me. And then it transitioned through the regular season in which he started performing good when he got his limited role during the regular season. Cam Christie disappointed me because he was supposed to be the 3-and-D specialist on the team. His 3-point shot wasn't looking too good. He did necessarily get bigger because he came into the league frail. But even during the summer league, it was a attempt where he had a layup. He should have dunked it. It's like, Cam, I feel like you feel like the weight is on your shoulders and the weight took over. And it's just somebody that I had so much high hopes for that did underperform out of everything. And I honestly would say this too, right? I don't want to put blame on Cam, but he should have took the pressure off of Keaton too. If you was a 3-point specialist, he could have been throwing it to you knocking it down. They're all of a sudden running over there to you, and now it's making the game much easier for Keaton. So again, Cam Christie, I feel like he does not deserve that final roster spot. It should just stay open. And his time with the Clippers is gone. That's how I look at it. And that's how the cookie might crumble.
David, what do you think of Cam Christie's standing with the Clippers right now?
I think I have two distinct thoughts. First, we know it from the Clippers, but every fan base has them, and that's fan favorites. Guys who maybe don't get enough love, maybe don't get enough playing time, but the fans will always advocate for. I mean, some of ours, even last season, Jordan Miller, Kobe Sanders, even want to go before that. Talk about Amir Coffey, maybe even some Reggie Jackson. Fan favorites who just you love, right?
Nico
even
too.
Back to when Lou Will came on the team and he led the whole thing, but they didn't get there for no reason. They didn't just show up and say, all right, we need one more. We need a 10th. Go. They played their way to their role. They played their way to the love of the fans, the love of the staff, and the trust. And Cam Christie has had this opportunity. He's gotten enough minutes to the point where you can see what he can do. And he just doesn't have it. It's as simple as that. He just does not have that factor that guys like Sanders, Miller, Yanic, Amir Coffey, I must say, back in the day, have of, all right, all the guys are out. Give me the ball. I'm going to go get 30. That's not who he is. And the other point is he suffers from success, but not his own success. He suffers from the success for the name that is on the back of his jersey because his brother was a stud in LA, was traded for Luka Doncic in that trade, I guess, and now has a good role in Dallas.
He's hooping in Dallas.
He is. He's a good player, and a lot of people compare Cam to Max because it's like, oh, well, can he become his brother? Like, can he become that 3-and-D kind of player? And I just put up that tweet by Law, and I was there when he asked him this, and it was weird because we all heard him say, "Show teams that I'm an NBA player," and just go from there. And we all looked at each other like, he didn't say the Clippers, he said teams. And so I think. Yeah, I think Justin asked a follow-up, and he's just like, listen, and I'm paraphrasing, but he said, it's the nature of the game. Like, I'm out here playing for a contract from literally anybody, right? So, obviously, he's trying to show the Clippers that he belongs somewhere in the fold, but he's also trying to show all these other scouts and all these other teams that he deserves a spot somewhere. And again, it's been a rough show. It was a rough showing for him. I didn't really like the way he played in his time in Vegas so far. I mean, we'll see if he plays Friday, but I just think with the Clippers right now, once they signed Jordan, once they signed Kobe, it was kind of like, okay, we have to have an odd man out here. You can't just retain everybody. And obviously Kobe and Jordan had very prominent roles last season in the regular season, and they earned those deals. Cam was sporadic here. He got spot minutes here and there and performed actually, I think, pretty decently in his time with the Clippers. But it's just the nature of the game. When you bring in all these players and when you have this kind of restart, this fresh era, guys, somebody's going to have to pay the price for it. And especially when you see, I guess, the upside of a Martinelli, the upside of a Baba Miller, and those guys could take Cam's spot too. So, even Sean Padula had played really well. And Sean Padula was G League Rookie of the Year this past season. So he proved it at the G League level as well.
You said Cam? No, they took his spot.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Already. It's like
already the contract's already signed. Baba Miller and the
Baba's
Juice got their contract.
Yeah.
The Juice finna get a deal because I'm finna tell him right now, convert that two-way to a standard contract. The Juice needs his money.
Yeah, we got a comment in here. It's like, Martinelli better than Baba should have got a standard. I was like,
hold on.
All right.
Hold on. Whoever said that, slow your roll.
All right, relax. We're not going that far.
Also, we got another comment. David, you're going to love this one. Said, good win without Cam Christie and Jerome Robinson 2.0.
Oh. Look, for as much as we are hypercritical of Keaton Wagler because he was the 5th pick. He was our highest pick since Blake Griffin. We traded away the only real good lottery pick that we got in 2-time MVP, finals MVP, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. We have to be critical. If not, then we'll just keep ending up drafting guys. But in no world is Keaton Wagler Jerome Robinson. That is a name that's different. That's not like saying, oh, he's going to be he's going to be Diamond Stone. Remember Diamond Stone? Oh, he was a 2nd round pick. That guy was a 2nd round pick. Jerome Robinson was picked over MPJ, who was touted as a high school recruit and was only dropped in the draft because he got injured. And the Clippers are sitting there with this opportunity to pick up Shai, who they traded for in the draft, and Michael Porter Jr. They're looking around. They say, no, I don't like the scoring ability and the size. You know who I like? Jerome Robinson. And Jerome Robinson came into the league and did absolutely nothing. Keaton Wagler could step on an NBA court and he would already be more loved by the Clippers faithful than Jerome Robinson. So as much as we put the pressure on him because we have to hold him to a high standard. He was the 5th pick in the NBA draft. Man, he's not Jerome Robinson.
Go ahead,
Beav. Said Lawrence Frank should have been fired after the Jerome Robinson trade.
That's crazy.
I was so.
He won Executive of the Year the next year, by the way, for trading for Kawhi and Paul George.
No, of course, but if you should have fired right then. And Jerome Robinson, get out of here, pack your bags.
He was still playing like 2 years ago. I was going to show you guys this, and this is Twitter being Twitter. This is probably like a post-show topic, but I need to do it now because I typed in Clippers. I wanted to get some stuff up here on the screen share, and I want to show you guys. Okay, so we have Joey's article, which I already showed you guys. We have my guy Justin's stuff. Okay, we have Kobe Sanders. Then all of a sudden, we have a tweet from 2019 that Kawhi has agreed to a deal with the LA Clippers from Shams from 7 years ago.
Oh.
And then right after that, we have a tweet from Tomer from 2020 for some reason. I don't know how that pops up. And then we go back to Nick Martinelli. Oh, and then after that, celebration with Justin Bieber, Kendall Jenner in 2015. What is going on here? What is going on?
We got Kawhi, you guys.
Where did we go here? We just went through a time.
It's going to be a great year.
That shows you how the Clipper organization is ran. We live so much in the past that we can't look at the future. We overshadowing the future with past stuff with Kawhi and PG.
Look at this stuff.
I don't care no more.
Look at this, Beav. Then I get this one. Okay, and then I get this one. The Clippers have agreed to a deal to send Blake Griffin to the Pistons. And then Doc Rivers talking about that 2019 team.
Oh man. I hope Doc has a great season with us next year, man.
I know. Listen, Doc,
2020 could be our year.
Did he win Coach of the Year in 2019, or am I tripping about that? Because I remember that 18-19 year,
I think he did.
The expectations were extremely low. I can't remember if he did win it, but I remember that team. Oh man, this brings back memories. I love this team. Danilo,
Oh,
Look
I love
at
that
Doc, Lou Will. That is a small locker room, however.
That was before,
This
that was
is
before
just
the
the
lemon
start,
peppers.
man. See those vibes are kind of what I feel like this season is going to bring, with the exception of this. On that team, you didn't have a former All-Star, because Darius Garland is a former 2-time All-Star, right?
Yep.
You didn't really have that. You had Lou Will, who could get buckets, but he was never like this high-end, like, oh my God, he could be, he wasn't a top 5 pick like Darius Garland was. And they had Montrezl Harrell, who was like a great duo with him, but they didn't have like a Brandon Ingram, who was just an all-star the previous year. So a lot of people have compared the 18-19 team to this one that we're going to see because, oh, they got a top draft pick and it's their highest draft pick since Shea. And they have all these different veterans that kind of fit together and kind of bring up this young core. Do you guys feel that way about this upcoming season's team, or is it different to you guys, David?
The only similarity is that it's the transition year.
Yeah, right. It was
really
a transition
all it
year.
is.
Yeah.
It's just one era to whatever the era next is going to be. 2017 to 19 was taking away from Lob City and moving towards 2-1-3. And that team, all those guys fought as hard as they could. They all earned all our respect. Watching Lou, Trez, Pat, Gallo, Shamit, Shea, Young Zoo, even Marcin Gortat. Like, that was a fun team. And then they completely got dismantled and moved on to what they were going for the entire time. So it looks incomplete. And that team, before the season started, was incomplete, looked incomplete. They moved guys at the deadline twice. Tobias Harris was there for a year comprised of 2 half seasons. It was all to get to the next point. And that's what this team feels like. It doesn't feel like Brandon Ingram is going to be there for a long time. It doesn't feel like Grady Dick's going to really have a roster spot. It doesn't feel like they brought those guys in. You know, Brook Lopez is going to only be in the league for so much longer. It feels like a transition. But then the question is, in 2019, in 2018, 2019, we knew what the goal was. The goal was always Kawhi. From the minute he set foot in Toronto, everyone knew he is going to be a free agent. I personally was rooting for the Raptors to lose the finals so Kawhi would be incentivized to leave. Little did I know winning had the same effect. That was the plan. It was Kawhi. It was pair him with another guy. I kind of hoped that it was going to be Kevin Durant, but each his own, and do whatever you have to do to make that possible. This is a team that has lost for so many years. This is a team that couldn't sell out the sports arena. You want to be good. You want to have fans there. You want to have known names. You're tired of building. You've done it too long, taken the wrong guy. So you have this beautiful opportunity, sell whoever it takes. And it blew up in their faces. SGA in Clipper fashion became who he is. And PG and Kawhi are no longer on the team. Maybe Kawhi, I don't know. But the question becomes, what are they going to next? Mm-hmm. Is this just another mid-gap year for them to bring in past all-stars to try to rebuild a team from guys' secondary careers? Or are they really leaning into this youth movement and saying, hey, Darius Garland, I want you to play with that chip on your shoulder that Cleveland gave up on you and went for the guy that chokes in the playoffs. Keaton Wagler, people are saying all these negative things about you. I want you to go and prove who you are. I want you to go play like Shea, play like Howley, play like the player you are. Bring in these young guys, Baba Miller, the Juice, Kobe Sanders, Jordan Miller, Yanic. Is that the team? Or are we waiting for the next iteration of 2-1-3 and I got this trade for Yanic and Jordan Miller and Kobe Sanders, and we're going to move them all for XYZ player who's past their prime a little bit, but can get butts and seats. So it's the first time we've really seen an era of Clippers basketball since 2012 where we don't know if we're going to be over 500 next year.
Well,
and
it was
honestly,
also that 17-18 team too, right? Because it was right after, I think it was right after Blake got traded,
Yes.
And it was like that 17-18 team was like, Sam Decker. Let's see what you got, big guy.
Hey, Sam Decker was nice.
And they were
Sam
still
Decker
over.
was
They didn't make the
nice.
playoffs.
No,
He wasn't nice. He wasn't nice.
He was nice in college.
Sam Decker was nice. What I paid my money for. You know what I'm saying? I paid $10. It was a nice.
Yeah,
it was a good $10 ticket.
Like Milos Teodosic.
That's almost value for him.
Yeah, it was Milos. I remember they were like, we're bringing in this like top point guard from Europe, and it's his first time. I'm like, bro, he's like 36.
Yeah,
I don't think
he's 36.
I hope his foot holds up.
And he did not hold up. He got broken down.
He was injured right away.
But listen, I'll tell you, those few plays that he made where he was behind the back, he was razzle-dazzle. I was like, oh my goodness. He's bringing showtime to the Clippers. But Beav, what are your thoughts on this whole era right now? Do you compare it to 18-19, or do you compare it more to is it just something new? Maybe it's not compared to anything.
Don't compare it to nothing. Just let it stand alone.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's where we fall into a trap. We get in love with certain eras, and we want to relive those type of eras. Like, you know how you pop in the old school DVD, like, man, this takes me back. But then you looking at someone next to you, there's like, this, I don't have no feel for this. So let this new era just be called the youth movement. And see what you got, right? You drafted Keaton. You got a bunch of young, energetic young players that you drafted. Let's see if they can actually put in the work and see how it goes. Because once you start saying, hey, this reminds me of Lob City, or this is 2-1-3, or this is, the knucklehead era, you're going to start getting frustrated when the results don't start adding up, or it doesn't necessarily live up to the hype. Now you mad. They suck. They stink. Duh, because you compared it to somebody else. It's like buying a pair of shoes, right? It's like buying a pair of actual Jordans and you go out and buy a pair of Team Jordans. It's two different shoes. You can't be mad when you get the Team Jordan and it doesn't look like the original retro one. It's like you gotta just rock it and let it be what it is, and then rock the original retro. So that's how I look at it. The Clippers just got to live their life. But first things first, can the trade go through? Can Adam Silver stop lying to me and make the trade go through? Stop lying to me. Stop worrying about the WNBA.
Last night's show. I'm not getting into it again. You guys got me too heated.
I'm going to say this key part. Stop worrying about the WNBA. Let them run their league how they run their league. Focus on Kawhi Leonard and why this investigation is not done. Okay, I see Gru. I see Marvel characters. Either you're going to suspend him and we can get this trade good. We get this trade go through, but I don't need you over there in the WNBA worrying about what Caden Clark and them doing. Worry about what Kawhi and them doing, the gamblers, prize picks is on every worry about us. We can figure out let the W figure them out. Worry about this investigation, please.
And also, we also have something else that's circulating the NBA rumor mill. It's LeBron James. LeBron James still hasn't signed yet. And I feel like speculation is ramping up as we head closer to the end of Summer League. Yeah. What's going on there? And again, it's been a few weeks since free agency started, so we've had some different discussions about it. But right now, there's some things about the Warriors and how Steph Curry's talking and he's hanging out with Draymond Green, and Steve Kerr had that clip of him in Vegas where he said, "Oh, we got him already." What do you guys think of all this? Is Golden State back in it? Listen, for me, before you guys go, I never thought Golden State was out of it. I always thought that was a very real option. Sure, it waned a little bit when Philly got Jaylen Brown and all that stuff, but I still think Golden State's a pretty big option here for LeBron. David, what do you think?
Well, of course, Steve Kerr was saying that we got him, meaning, guys, we already have Brandon Pajemski. We're good. Don't worry about it. We're solid. We got the guy.
They're talking about Yaxel. They were talking about Yaxel Lendeborg, yeah.
That'll make all Warriors fans listening to this furious.
Yeah,
I think that the teams that are in it, realistically, are, of course, Cleveland. Cleveland and Miami will always be in it. They were his two other homes. There is nostalgia there. They have teams that he could be added to that could go a long way. They will be there. And then you have Golden State, who I agree, Grant, we're never out of it. I don't know why people were saying they have Jimmy Butler, Steph Curry, Draymond Green potentially coming back, right? They just drafted Yaxel. They have all these little pieces. They have Brandon Pajemski, just saying, who LeBron would fit great. LeBron loves Steph. They played wonderfully together when they had the chance. And then the other team is Philly. Philly has a team that could really use a guy like that. They're almost there. They're one of the biggest, if they can stay healthy, teams right now. And as Clippers fans, we all know that. I think LeBron would be an excellent ad. And if he's just going to look to find a team where he can go to the finals right away, then Philly's not a bad choice. But 3 of those teams are in the East. 1 is in the West. LeBron has spent the last however many seasons playing in the West. And the East is getting better. The West has kind of always been this top teams and this weird little mix. I could most likely see LeBron going somewhere in the East. What Steve Kerr has said, what Philly is happening with, all the Miami stuff, I would be shocked if he doesn't go back to Cleveland. They have a team. They have a space for him. It's Cleveland. When he was leaving Miami, where did he go? Cleveland. And then that ran its course. They weren't winning anymore. He went to LA. A year later, they won a championship, if you want to call it that. You can call it that.
I think they're still in the lead, David. Beav, what do you think? I think Cleveland's still in the lead, but Golden State, I feel like, is close. The Philly thing, it makes sense, but I just don't know if that's what he wants as a 4th option on a team that's already stacked. But Beav, go ahead.
I feel like the Golden State Warriors right now is acting like the Wolf of Wall Street. They just they got everybody doing this.
Steph was literally what is he on Good Morning America today? Just like, we know how to win.
Yeah, so they throw in their pitch out there because, again, clutch sports. They know how to find a way to make a way. So if he wants to go to Golden State, he can. We painted out so many things, right? The Cleveland said they have enough room to bring Bronny if he wants to bring Bronny. The Golden State Warriors said, if you want to win, just come out and win. I think the contingent piece that was on that is the kid from Michigan State. I'm sorry, from Michigan. The kid from Michigan.
Yaxel.
Yaxel's play in Summer League might have enticed LeBron to get down there. He's young. He can shoot. He's a little bit older. You don't got to really worry about too much of him being young and dumb out there in the court. And I think that might be the turning point, because you add him to it and you look at that small ball lineup with him out there with Draymond, LeBron, him being the only young one out there running with them. That might be a good lineup, a real damn good lineup.
And they re-signed Porzingis, so they have, like, at least whenever he plays, they're going to have a stretch size. 5. They have a stretch 5. Al Horford as well, another stretch 5. Yaxel, Will Richard, like. It's not a bad team, actually. It's actually really not a bad team if you put Steph, LeBron, Draymond, Porzingis, Horford, Yaxel, Will Richard, and whoever. Who else did they sign? They signed someone else. I don't know. Somebody else. But they have like a decent squad.
Yeah.
They do.
Pat Spencer's still there.
No, Pat Spencer went somewhere else. I forgot. It wasn't Memphis with his brother.
No, that was Quinn Post went to Memphis.
Yeah, Quinn Post went there. But yeah, they have some decent pieces. Like they also have Guy Santos. Guy Santos had a good season last year.
He played when everyone was hurt. He played well.
Beav,
you can swap Santos out for Al Horford.
Yeah, I agree with you. All right, guys, we are going to wrap up the show. I don't think a post show is needed because I think that we have the Aaron Donald stuff. I want to talk with John Browner about the Aaron Donald stuff. And I want to talk to Tim Parker about the Aaron Donald stuff. But I appreciate you guys coming on, both you, David, and you, Beav. It was an awesome, basically like a post-game reaction show. Thank you to everybody that tuned in. All your comments about Nick Martinelli having a masterclass. We appreciate that. My name's Grant Mona from the Sporting Tribune Today. We will see you guys tomorrow night. Take care.